Welcome to Peace Through Strength podcast, brought to you by the American Security Council Foundation. I'm here with our senior analyst, Laurence Sanford, to talk about his paper on China's EVs. Larry?
Thank you, Joy.
Welcome.
The Chinese are promoting electronic vehicles, EVs, because they don't have the natural resources that the United States has. One of the great strengths of America is our ability for energy to extract oil, gas, coal, and other minerals from the earth to provide power for our electricity grid, for our transportation grids, for our chemical industries, for our modern day of living. China is promoting electronic vehicles and lithium batteries because they do not have the oil and gas that we do. It's an alternative to them. And why the United States thinks that by switching to electronic vehicles is going to help the climate change situation in the world is fallacious thinking at best. China is building more coal power plants this year than the United States has. The coal power plants are the main polluters of the atmosphere. The pollution of the atmosphere by cars and vehicles in America has been declining for years, and it continues to decline and is less than 1% of the problem. The big problem is China, followed by India, in the construction of coal plants. From an American perspective, to build the lithium batteries used in electric vehicles and in other things is a tremendous environmental disaster. To build a lithium battery, you need to have minerals extracted from Africa, in the Congo primarily, and primarily it's done by child labor or virtual slave labor in Africa. In Indonesia, they're extracting other minerals, and they're polluting the ocean, they're polluting the forests. It's a disaster, and it's shipped to China, and in China, they process the ores, and that's a disaster. Their rivers are polluted, their air is polluted from the mining. They put it all together to make lithium batteries, and then they go into a car or a vehicle. And I don't know if you recall, but several months ago, a ship went down in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with $400 million worth of vehicles, of which many were electric cars made by Volkswagen.
I did not know that. That was interesting when I read your article.
Yes. And lithium batteries are almost impossible, not impossible, but very difficult to put out. They keep on burning, and traditional firefighting methods just don't work. In New York City, for example, electric bikes, big thing. A couple of people have died because of electric bike batteries catching fire, burning down their apartments, and people dying from it and injured. So these lithium batteries are an issue on the score of just fire safety. And then electric vehicles are heavy. And then in the United States, you're in North Dakota on a highway in the middle of a blizzard. I don't think you'd want to be there because one, batteries don't perform well in cold weather, and two, the infrastructure. To build the infrastructure for all these electric vehicles, the charging stations, is going to cost trillions of dollars when we already have gas stations all over the country. So if you break down in the middle of a blizzard in Montana, you can get a 5-gallon can of gasoline and it'll get you out of the problem. Not so much with an electric vehicle. So there's all sorts of issues with electric vehicles. And the last but not least issue is power supply. California already has blackouts, rolling blackouts, because they don't have enough power. If they reach their objectives of having electric vehicles, they're going to have rollouts, rolling blackouts, and just no way to fund, and not only ways to fund, but also to heat homes and keep businesses going. So this whole mad rush for electric vehicles is a disaster.
Too much, too fast?
Yes. So I let the market determine it. Why can't we just have the market decide if the electric vehicles are so good? Let it go ahead.
It certainly has to be a slower transition than
Yes.
than they're expecting right now.
Yep. So,
And in your paper also you address the fact that it's really building up China. It's to China's benefit that we're doing this.
Right.
And as I was just saying, we do have a lot of natural resources. We have rare earth minerals here, but we ship them to China, and China processes
I know.
them and then holds hostage.
doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
No.
We need to slowly separate back and take back our manufacturing
Yeah,
here.
decoupling is the word, yes.
Yes.
We have to start decoupling from China. Yes.
And thank you to our listeners. You can view Larry's article at www.ascf.us. You can also subscribe to our newsletter there for more updates on our podcasts and articles as they come out. Subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channels and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you very much. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.